Hello. My name is Sean, and this is a video talking about. Let me fix the camera for a second. This is a video talking about. This is a video talking about my experience learning Spanish and my journey. I am not that far into my journey currently, but I thought I could. So I'm using lots of resources. This video specifically is going to focus on dreaming Spanish, as I've just reached 50 hours. I reached level 2 a few days ago. I'm currently at 53 hours. I just finished watching. I just finished 2 hours just like a few minutes ago. So I'm at 53 hours right now. But this video is about reaching the 50th hour and reaching level 2. And also, I'd like to go over some of my routine learning Spanish every day. And I hope I'm making this video maybe to inspire anyone out there hoping to learn Spanish. I am not a very brilliant or smart person, so I hope this series of videos can help anyone have the confidence to go and learn a language. And I really truly do think anyone can do it, even though I'm currently not fluent in Spanish or I'm only fluent in English. But yeah, let's just start. Let me get something for a second. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is the sheet I have of all the things I do. Some of the stuff is I'm not doing anymore right now until later. Let me explain what I mean. So the first thing it says on this sheet is one language tutor lesson. So every morning I will watch one lesson, starting from the oldest to the newest, of this channel called The Language Tutor. His name is Danny. Dr. Danny Evans, I believe is his name, and he's a great teacher. He explains vocabulary, grammar. It's a very structured playlist of videos, starting with the obvious things like yo, tú, él, like the pronouns, I believe they're called, and like verbs like ser and estar. Very basic verbs, very basic things, going to more complicated ideas like the subjunctive, for example. And then after I watch one of his videos in the morning, I will watch one butterfly Spanish lesson. Same thing as Language Tutor, starting from the oldest, going to the newest. I'll watch one lesson of hers every day. And she pretty much does the same thing. It's a bit more scattered. It's not quite as focused as like a I don't know how to say it, like a course, like very understandable levels to go through. Her videos are kind of just like a topic here and a topic there, but it's very helpful for me. And then I try to watch at least one Dreaming Spanish video a day, even though usually I get about an hour or 2 hours a day of Dreaming Spanish. Okay, so and I will get to Dreaming Spanish a little bit, because that's the main focus of this video. I just thought I'd go over my full Spanish routine first. So after I finish these three, the language tutor lesson, the butterfly Spanish lesson, and usually an hour or two of Dreaming Spanish, I will review my Anki cards. I have a few decks in Anki that I've made. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah. So we got locations, the use of ir, lugares, places, prepositions and adverbs, school subjects, weather and seasons, verbs, etc., etc. I have 537 cards right now that I review. Not every day, obviously. If you know how Anki works, I don't review all of them every day. But yeah, I will. However many are due on the morning, I study those. Then after that, I do a Spanish dict lesson. I love Spanish dict. I love it for dictionary, but I do like the grammar courses, and they take like 5 minutes at most, and they're very easy, and they kind of just give me something to do. So even if let's say one day I don't do any of this, I can do a Spanish dict lesson. It takes 5 minutes. It's not that hard. Even though I would say every day I do everything, but in case there's like a day where I'm just feeling really not in it, I can do at least that. It takes 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. And then after that, I will do one language sorry, wrong side. I will do one language transfer lesson. This is a fantastic app. It's just audio lessons, but it's this teacher and this student, and the student doesn't know Spanish, I believe, and the teacher teaches Spanish in a very easy and understandable way. Like, it's very interesting. Like, the first lesson he talks about words in English that you can convert over to Spanish, like legal, words ending in al. So legal is legal, in English, in Spanish, sorry, or what are some other words that end in al? Final, final. I don't know, but the point is, he helps. He really teaches Spanish in a very simple way. And since the student doesn't know Spanish, you're kind of learning with them. And I don't know. I think it's a great app. So I do one of those lessons a day, one Spanish study lesson a day, like I said before. And then after this, I come back in my room, and well, no, I'm sorry. You know, earlier I said I do an Anki. I review my Anki cards, my Anki decks. Well, I have a deck on my computer. Give me a second. Another Anki deck called Refold. It costs a bit, but I think it's a great investment because it takes the most. I think it's 1,000 most common words, subtracting any like obvious words that anyone could understand, like pizza in Spanish is pizza. It's the same word, but I do that, and I do 10 new words a day, and review the ones that I have to review. So I'm usually doing 50 cards ish a day with the Refold Anki deck, and then after that I do one. Let me see if I can, right here. One Pimsleur lesson. They're about 30 minutes a day. They're about 30 minutes. I do one a day. I think Pimsleur is pretty cool. I don't think it's quite the best, but I enjoy it. I'm currently at Spanish 2, lesson 5 or 6. I think I finished lesson 6 or 5 today. I can't remember. Okay, and then after that, like I said, I watch German Spanish. Usually I do German Spanish last, but it depends. It depends on the day. Some days I do German Spanish first. Some days I do German Spanish last. Usually I do it last, but it depends really. But I get an hour or 2 hours a day of German Spanish, and then that's all I do. After I finish German Spanish, I'm done for the day. That's all my Spanish practice. Well, almost. So right here it says, when I get grammar book, do one each day. So that's just saying when I get a grammar book and I purchase one, I'm going to try to add doing a grammar exercise or a page on a grammar book every day. I don't have a book of grammar yet, but I will, and when I do, I will try to do a lesson, I guess, a page every day. Okay, now this one next, speak on Tandem. That's all it says. So that's just Tandem's like a conversation exchange app where you can speak with other Spanish speakers, or really any language. Spanish for me, because that's what I'm learning. But you can speak with other language learners. You speak English to them to help them study, help them learn English, and they speak their language. In my case, they speak Spanish to me, and it's like we both help each other learn our language. So I do that every day. I speak, well, not most days. Some days I get too busy and I don't have time, but most days I will text some people I meet on Tandem. Okay, now down here it says, I scratched this out, but it says watch at least one podcast. I don't do that anymore because I find that most podcasts at my level, I can't really understand them enough to benefit from them. They're more in the intermediate range. I'm more towards the beginner, but once I do get more intermediate, I will add listening to a podcast every day. Okay, next is watch at least one easy Spanish video every day. I used to do this, and I will do it again, but for now, I'm not. I can't see the benefit of it right now because it's a little more intermediate. So I'm probably going to start doing that once I'm at the intermediate stage. But for now, I am not doing that. And finally, I have record myself speaking every day. I personally got rid of that. I don't do that anymore because I find I speak enough on Tandem with the people I text on Tandem. But anyone in the comments, if you think that's a good idea to still, even though I use Tandem to still record myself speaking, let me know in the comments if I should keep doing that, or if it's good that I abandon that. But yeah, that is my daily Spanish practice every day. But like I said, the purpose of this video is to talk about dreaming Spanish. So I've just hit 53 hours today. I just hit 53 hours, but this video is about me reaching 50 hours, the first level. And I know it's not quite what Pablo, the founder of Dreaming Spanish, I know he doesn't say, he says you shouldn't read, you shouldn't speak the language too early. Just focus on input. I think that's a fine idea, but I'm stubborn, so I'm still adding some other learning resources in there. Anyone who wants to let me know if that's a bad idea and I should quit and I should just focus on Dreaming Spanish, let me know in the comments and I will consider that. But for now, I'm taking in a lot of resources, and I think it's been working okay for me. I'm not fluent at all. I think I could get by barely with a conversation, a very simple conversation. I think my pronunciation is okay. It's not native. It's not perfect. I still have a lot more to learn. If you drop me in a Spanish country like Mexico or Spain or Nicaragua, or Peru, Chile, Argentina, who knows? Just any Spanish country, I could not survive. I could probably talk to someone for like 2 minutes and then I would just not be able to continue the conversation, at least not in a meaningful way. Excuse me. So I have finished all super beginner videos and I'm now on the beginner videos, and yeah, I'm going in order of the oldest videos to the newest, and keeping up with the new super beginner videos, and yeah, I'm very excited to see how far I can take this. I'm gonna try to make a new video every 50 hours, which is a lot, because I think the goal is 1,500 hours or 2,000, something like that. I'm not sure, but that's like 50. It's like how many is it? Like 50, 100. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's like, well, I don't know. My math is horrible. But anyway, it's a lot of it's gonna be a lot of videos. But I think 50 hours. Every 50 hours, I will get on here, make a video, talk about my progress. And yeah, just if you have any recommendations in the comments and anyone wants to tell their story, or if anyone also uses Dreaming Spanish, let me know in the comments. Tell me in the comments below, and I'd love to hear your opinions on what you use to learn. I do not use Duolingo. I wanted to say that. I do not use Duolingo. I used to use Duolingo a lot, but not anymore. I don't like it. It doesn't feel like a good way to learn, so I do not use Duolingo anymore. Most apps I do not use. Like I said before, I only use 3 apps, or 4 technically. Anki, Spanish Dict, Language Transfer, and Tandem. I feel like that's all I need. I feel like that's all I need right now. I don't use italki right now, but once I start bringing in some more money, and getting good, getting financially stable, I will start ordering some lessons, maybe 2 or 3 a week. I think that'll be a good idea. Getting some good practice with natives. Because on Tandem, it's not really professors you're talking to. You're talking to just normal people, and that's great. But it'd be good to have a more structured conversation with someone who knows kind of how the language really works. Let me think. I'm also going to, well, right now I'm just learning Spanish, but I would like to learn another language after Spanish, and I'm not sure which one. There are a lot I want to dabble in, but I'm not really a dabbler. I want to learn a language perfectly. Well, not perfectly, that's not the right word. I want to learn a language to the best of my abilities. I really want to try to dig deep into the language and become like a C2 level or even higher at near native, as close to native as I can possibly get, which might seem like a very unattainable goal, but I don't know. I really want to learn about the culture and really immerse myself as much as possible in that language and that culture. But like I was saying, I want to learn another language, but I've been going between like French, Portuguese, German, Dutch, and I've also been thinking about what is it called? I think that's it actually. I think that's it. I don't think I want to learn any other languages. Yeah, Spanish. I'm sorry, French, Portuguese, German, or Dutch. I can't choose which one. They all seem so. I mean, recently I've been more towards German, but for some reason my heart belongs to Dutch. I don't know why. Something about it really makes me. Something about Dutch. Something I like about it. The G. I don't speak Dutch, by the way, so that was I probably butchered that word. But yeah, let me know languages you are learning or want to learn, and maybe give me recommendations on what I should learn. My main four are still French, Portuguese, German, or Dutch. I don't want to learn all of them. That's too many. I'd like to learn maybe one more language, maybe two, but two is the max. I probably want to learn just one more after Spanish. And yeah, I don't know what else more to talk about. Doing Spanish has been great. Some of the early videos can be a little boring because they're really slow, but with beginner, after super beginner, it's a lot easier to watch. The more interesting, more wider range of topics. I still am mostly watching Pablo because I'm starting with the oldest videos. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. And just let me know your experiences in language learning. And thanks for learning. Thanks for well, thanks for watching. Not thanks for learning. Thanks. Gracias por ver. Gracias por ver. But no. Before I leave, I want to talk about one more thing, and that is why I'm learning Spanish. Why am I learning Spanish? Why put all this effort into learning something that I'm probably not going to use? Well, that's not true. I'm probably going to use it, but why put this effort into learning something that I don't need to learn? You know, I could get by in America easy. You know, with English. I don't need Spanish to get by. Or I could move to Australia or New Zealand or Canada, and you know, if I want to move, I can move there and live a perfectly fine life with English and not need another language. There's a lot of excuse me. There's a lot of reasons why I want to learn another language. I can't talk. I have a big speech problem. There are a lot of reasons why I want to learn another language. And so, for example, one is I love learning about new cultures and new ideas and new perspectives. I think that's super interesting. How people celebrate things differently, and how people see things differently, and how people view society as a whole differently. I think that's very, very cool and interesting. And number two, I want to move to Spain, so I kind of have to learn Spanish if I want to survive in that country. I'd love to move there. I think it's a beautiful country. Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, Ibiza. I want to party all night long in Ibiza, but I'm half joking. Yeah, and that's kind of the reasons why I'm learning Spanish. And also, I think it's a very common language to learn. And I think it's just a good idea to learn a language. It's good for the brain. It keeps you active. And yeah, that's it, I think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next 50 hours. Adiós y hasta luego.